Hey, what is going on, you variety loving people? I hope you're ready to add some spice to your today. We got a pretty late episode. We just wanted to update you guys on everything that was going on with our podcast and everything Secret Spice of Life related and behind the scenes stuff. Um, since we mentioned that in our small business episode, which is episode 2, if you guys wanted to check that out. So the first thing we're gonna do is kick it off with our blogging. It's our secretspiceoflife.com. We'll link all this below whatever we talk about today, and that's powered by WordPress, which we get through Bluehost. We'll leave a link in the description as well for that, for a discount in that. It's what would we pay,
like $3 something per month, but then they give you an offer when you're on there most of the time while you're signing up to get it down to $265 or $275 a month. So.
Yeah, but you want to talk about the blog since you write most of them for that?
Yeah, so what we wanted to do to start with the blog, we had a couple posts on there from the very beginning, which were kind of business related or lifestyle related. So our plan was to incorporate all kind of different things into the blog. Brandon put the post up about, what'd you put on there for the workout thing? What was that?
Oh, that was just the pre-workout. Yeah, that was just a review for the Muscle Farm pre-workout. That's all.
Yeah, so we wanted to do stuff like that, put stuff on there that has to do with working out or anything you would do with your lifestyle, eating healthy things if we find stuff out about that, or business related things if you wanted to start your own business. We're gonna start to put things on there soon that have to do with things that would help you start your business. We advertise Bluehost for a website because that's what we started our first website on. Any products really that would help you with your building your business from the bottom up. And also I just started the first couple of parts of the Peace, Love, and a Positive Lifestyle blog, which is kind of about finding yourself and just getting your mind in the right place while also trying to make you a healthier person physically.
We also have it's just basically the descriptions to our podcast. We have a little tab that just redirects you guys to our podcast. If you are just interested in our blogs, you guys can go on there and read about our podcast as well. It's just a little snippet type stuff, whatever's in the description, usually on iTunes or whatever.
Pretty much anything that we do with anything will be on the website.
Yeah.
In the blog, or kind of a blog category, I guess. But we have all the different categories. We'll have reviews for products that we've used before, or just the regular blog posts, and then the homepage has everything on it if you just want to sort through everything at once.
Yeah, how often are you dropping those blog things? I didn't even ask you yet.
I said at the beginning that I was going to do it every day, but it's turned into an every other day type thing for the most part.
Yeah.
So, it'll be quick though, every 1 or 2 days, because I have most of it written already. It just, once it gets to a certain point, I would say after part 8 or 9, that I'll probably have to start writing them again or finishing them.
Yeah, I'd say every other day is probably fine though. Next thing we've been doing a lot of is social media marketing. If you follow us on any of our social media, or Twitter, our Facebook page, Instagram. We also have a Snapchat now, but if you follow us on any of that stuff, we always at least once or twice a day we'll post something on there. Jordan does the Instagram stuff, and I do the Twitter and Facebook, but we always try to keep it pretty consistently across the line. I mean, Snapchat, we put more behind the scenes stuff, when we're recording this, we'll put a little snippet on there for anybody who follows us on there. And but we try to put a couple posts up a day. We try to get some interactions with the fans and stuff like that.
But we're actually trying to start to post more, at least on Instagram. I mean, you did. Twitter is a lot different because you can tweet whatever you want to do all day, but Instagram, you're not going to post 20 times a day. But I mean, we want to try and start posting 3, 4, 5 times a day on Instagram, just to get more impressions or engagement with our followers or people that might want to follow us.
Yeah, that's I mean, on Instagram you can still go into a tip for anybody who is starting a business or whatever, to get interactions with people and get people to come to your page and stuff. It's you just search for a hashtag, whatever your thing's about, us positivity. That's usually what I do. I go positive vibes, positivity, or if we're doing a fitness episode or something pretty soon. I'll like search that stuff and I'll just go in and like start talking to people about like different things. Like you can just like put your 2 cents in. Like Gary Vee says, put like 180 in a day, $1.80 a day. Post your 2 cents on 90 different posts a day. I try to do that. I probably get pretty close most days. Like I'm on Twitter like basically all day. I'll like do like 5 like little tweets, or I'll go like talk to some people on there, and then I'll get off and go do whatever, and then I'll come back, just whatever. But yeah, just if you guys want to try that, I definitely recommend it. It's gotten us quite a bit of followers recently.
A lot of our followers just come from just interacting with other people's posts or comments on the post of like say like someone famous like with millions of followers, they get like thousands of comments on their post. You just go in and like people's or comments, or comment on somebody else's comment. And then if they like what you say, sometimes they'll follow you, or at least like give a look at your profile.
And that being said, oh man, the people who like follow to get a follow or whatever, like they said, that's like the worst way to build like a fan base, honestly, because like
like videos that we watched and stuff that teach you how to get like more engagement and get more followers. They tell you not to do the follow unfollow method, which a lot of people thinks works, but it like really doesn't. Like apparently it like gives Instagram the go ahead to like
ban you.
Like to kind of ban you if you do it too often, but also they like blacklist you or something, so your posts don't show up in like the Explore tab and stuff. Like if you had a chance for your post to blow up, like it wouldn't go on the Explore page for a lot of people to see. So, and that's not the best way to do it. You just have to engage with other people and hope that they like what you have to say.
That we tried that the first like couple weeks. It doesn't work. Definitely from like first hand. Even though like that's like not.
And there are people that do it like you'll see people on Twitter and stuff who have close to the same amount of following as they do followers. But it's just, I feel like it's them getting the followers first and then just following everybody or most of the people back that follow them. But it's not going to work if you try and go like follow like 1,000 people first and wait for people to come and try and follow you back. But I mean, I don't even think it lets you. It only lets you follow probably like 50 or 60 people at a time before it blocks you for like a couple hours or something. And then if you do it too many times, they end up banning you or suspending your account.
Like I was gonna say, like that's definitely like we're not trying to build like a fan base here. We're trying to build more of like an interactive community, like everybody like sharing ideas and stuff like that. But follow and like unfollow or whatever you want to call it, like, that's definitely
it's not personable enough to. That's why a lot of people won't follow you back if you're just randomly following people. Because that happens on Twitter all the time. Remember? I don't even know if we should talk about that.
I mean, we can talk about it. We just don't mention it.
Don't mention it. There's like there's this like one account that continually follows like our personal accounts and our business Twitter account, and they just keep following you, then they unfollow you, then they follow you back. Just make sure you see it. And it's just annoying after a while. Like if I'm not gonna follow you back, you shouldn't keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
And I feel like that, like how Jordan said, that's just like annoying at some point, and that would definitely turn a lot of people off. And people probably just think you're like a bot at that point, like you're just like scheduled to like follow this many people a day or whatever. And that's like definitely not good for like your brand that you're trying to build and stuff like that. But do you have anything else on that? Because I want to jump into something else. Like another thing to go with that, like on top of like social media more. Oh, good.
On that, I guess. But you'll see how people on Instagram use hashtags too. I want to talk about that. There's things out there that say that using a lot of hashtags like does you good, but apparently that's another thing that can get you blacklisted or banned if you use too many times. Like you can't put like 30 hashtags on each post. I think that's actually the limit, like 30 hashtags on a post, but people tell you not to go over like 6 or 7 because like after that it'll just go for like a couple of them. Like it'll just go in the categories of 2 of them. Or if Instagram's algorithm figures out that you're using hashtags that aren't related to your posts all the time, then they're gonna like blacklist you and not make your post visible to anyone that's not following you. So just try and use hashtags that actually relate to what you're posting about, and try and switch them up every once in a while. Don't use the same hashtags for every picture. just try and switch up a few of them at least. So and then I learned this one thing watching a video, that if you use like one or two of the same hashtags in every post, that it's fine. Like after a while, Instagram will pick up on that you're posting consistent posts about the same stuff. Like if you hashtag the same thing one or two times a post, and they'll put you like higher on the explore page for that tag, so you'll get more views on your post. But I mean, that's one thing that can help, but just don't hashtag too many times.
Yeah. Like when I use hashtags on like Twitter, I use them on Facebook sometimes too, even though I don't know if that actually works on Facebook. Is that like a thing? I mean, I'm pretty sure you can search hashtags on Facebook, but it's like not as big on like as other social medias, because I'm pretty sure the hashtag like originated like on Twitter or whatever. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, when I do like hashtags, I'll do like one or two like max, just if it like pertains to like if I'm like marketing our podcast that day or whatever. I'll do like hashtag positivity, hashtag love, like or whatever. But like yeah, I just try to like keep it minimal. I don't like to put it in too many different categories. But to jump into like my next little thing on, it's like it has to do with social media basically, but like networking with like other people, whether they are like other podcasts or they're just like artists or I don't know, like whatever. If they have something like interesting that well, at least we find interesting, or they're trying to like get their name out there, like we were talking to an artist the other day we're trying to have on our show pretty soon here. He has like a pretty big following already, but he was pretty willing to like talk to us and stuff like that. And it's like interesting, like all the different people you meet through just like saying like, hey, what's up, or like commenting on like a post. And like everybody who like follows us, like this guy followed us like first, and I just like I message everybody that follows us and like thank them for the follow, because we are like really grateful for all the support that we do get. And he just like started talking to me about like his music and stuff, and we like hit it off. But it's like really interesting the different kind of people you get to meet through this.
Yeah, but another thing we talked about on our episode a little bit with Hafiz. What episode was that? It was 7?
Yeah.
7. Episode 7 with Hafiz, where we talked about how we get or try and get guests to come on our show of people that we don't know. Like some of our friends we'll just have on. We'll just text them or call them and ask them if they want to come on and showcase whatever they want to showcase. But for people that we don't know, or people that have like larger followings that we're interested in and we follow on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube or whatever, we'll go to their Instagram accounts or wherever we can find an email or some kind of contact, and we'll message them and just like to tell them that we're interested in them, like tell them that we enjoy watching whatever, like if they have videos out or blogs or music or whatever, just show our interest in them and send a little message asking them if they'd be available to be on our podcast after we tell them a little bit about it. And I mean, we've had a few respond already, so I mean, we haven't really sent that many out, to be honest, like maybe
9, I think is what.
Yeah, maybe not even double digits yet, and like three out of 10 or whatever would be a really nice number, honestly. Like 30% return wouldn't be bad at all. Like we have a lot of names listed down that we haven't sent emails out to yet that we're going to. So, and we just recently got a reply from one of our was he fitness, Chase, or is he not?
I mean, he does like fitness with like, it's like Max Tuning's brother, if anybody knows who he is. But he used to do like fitness, but I think he's just like, he's the brand manager of Everforward now, I'm pretty sure.
He used to be in the Army or Navy.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I can't quite remember.
Yeah, but we've recently got a reply from him, so we're waiting to try and set something up there, hopefully.
Yeah, and along with that, like we do have like some guests, like how he said it's friends or people we've met through like networking and stuff like that. I think we have like 8 guests listed. Jesus.
8
scheduled. Well, they're not like quite scheduled, but they're like on. They're but like if you put your like name in, like we'll get you whenever. Like, and that goes for like anybody who's watching this or listening. If you have something like interesting you want to talk about, it doesn't even have to be about like you specifically, but if you have like an interesting topic you want to talk about,
we're always looking for guests. So I mean, we maybe have like the next month or so like booked with the people that we already have down, but I mean, if you want to do anything, we'll definitely get you in.
Yeah, and some of the guests it's like hard to find time just because obviously everybody's busy. So if like something like it does open up a little bit, like where we don't have any guests for like a week, maybe you could slide in there if you guys like hit us up. But yeah, feel free to hit us up on like any of our social media or even email us at secretspicelife@gmail. Right, yeah, and yeah, and feel free to do that. We'd love to have everybody on if we could. But to go with that, like how I was mentioning, like interactions before, like through networking and stuff like that. Having like an interactive community. That's what we're trying to build here. I mean, like of late, I'd say this week more than like before. Especially since we're getting to like the end of our first month of podcasting, I've noticed a lot more interaction by people like towards our podcast. Like more people have been liking our posts and like commenting on stuff, which is really cool to see.
Well, we got that message today, like unexpectedly on Twitter. From, what was the podcast?
It's like Grade Girls podcast. They do like horror stories, but we're gonna do like a full promo on one of our like future episodes for them. But I still have to check out, I believe it's like their Slender Man episode, which I mentioned in our movies episode that I wanted to watch that, but I don't like scary movies very much. But I'll definitely like watch the review on it. But and we'll do like promo switches or whatever, and that's like something else you guys can do if you're trying to network with other people. You can offer like promo switches just like for free or whatever, because it's just adding value to both of you basically, which obviously doesn't take anything from anybody, and it's just like a couple seconds of their podcast. So, but do you have anything else to add to that? No, not really. Then I wanted to move into like our YouTube. Our YouTube hasn't been as great as we thought it would be, but I mean, we haven't.
Well, one thing that we've been talking about is starting to vlog, but we have to start. We have to get to a point where we have more free time, I guess, so we can do more interesting things, because most of the time it's just spent filming these episodes or working on something on the computers, or we both coach soccer, so we're at soccer practice a few hours a day plus games during the week. So I mean, once we have more time opened up, like around the holidays, there'll definitely be a lot more stuff to do. And apparently we're planning a trip to Vegas with Michael in maybe mid-November, early November, so when we're driving across the country, so we'll definitely have some stops to hit, and maybe we can take some videos or vlogs of things that or places that we stop at along the way.
Yeah, but yeah, we haven't been spending as much time as I'd like to on it, just because editing does take a lot of time. Then Jordan mentioned we coach, and like I'm starting the referee like in like a week or something like that for like soccer as well. And Jordan does announcing for like soccer, so we just have like a bunch of like this season, like these like next 2 months are pretty busy for us.
Yeah, till like
October.
Maybe the second week of November or something too.
Well,
November? It depends if we make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, depending on how playoffs go and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm trying to learn as much as I can about YouTube. It's like a little bit different than actual just like social media.
It's a lot more tough to find ways to get people to engage with you on YouTube, because you have to find the perfect
algorithm.
Well, perfect. What's it called? Like tags on your videos and like your titles or thumbnails or anything. Really, it's a lot more tough on YouTube than it is on any other social media type platform. So I mean, it takes a while to learn how to do stuff with YouTube. I mean, you probably could go online and like pay to use Google AdWords and get people to come to your page, but I mean, we're not going to spend like a lot of money on that right this second. We'd rather try and do it in an organic way first and see how it works. So.
Yeah, and we want to invest our money in like other things, like back in the podcast, getting like better mics and equipment and stuff like that. But yeah, like how Jordan mentioned, there's like a lot more that goes into YouTube. Podcasting is kind of like low maintenance stuff. Like it doesn't take that much time to edit stuff, like depending on how long your episode is and what you have to add in. Like we add our music at the beginning and stuff like that, and I added like a couple of things out just if we like there's like blank pages of stuff or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, but like YouTube, you have to like focus on like a thumbnail, your tags, your description has to be perfect, and you don't want it to be too long because people won't read the whole thing and get to like the links. So you want to put like the links at the top and stuff like that. It's just like a whole mess that you have to like go through, and
trial and error, like we said with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, but
it takes a while to try it, but eventually you'll find what works for you and just keep on plugging away like that.
Yeah, and I want to get into like the stats of like all of our stuff that we're talking about too, like whether it's like downloads or views or likes or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna keep like trudging along like with that. Hopefully, I mean, I think Vegas will be like a good time for vlogging. How Jordan mentioned.
Well, I mean, on the trip too, we're trying to stop in Chicago, I think, on the way, and then down to like the Midwest, maybe like the St. Louis area or something.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hit Denver, I guess, if it's not horrible weather time. Like, because November it might be snowing in Denver. I don't know if we'd want to mess with that, but
It's gonna be snowing in Chicago too, though. I just thought of that.
still, I mean, it'll probably be cold. I don't know if it might not snow, but I mean, Denver, then the mountains and stuff would be the more like the area that would be more likely to snow, I feel like. But I mean, as long I'm Denver, we're planning on then once we get to Vegas, we'll probably have a couple of days before we have to come back.
Yeah, I think so. I think that'll be interesting to see what we can do with all that stuff. But I mean, obviously there'll be a lot of new experiences in there, and we'll probably meet a lot of like interesting people along the way. Like Michael, should we even say what he wants to do, or should we just save it when he texted us today about?
We can put it all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I said I was gonna put it on YouTube. We should definitely put it on the channel there, just for like a little snippet or something like that. But Michael said he wants to go to open night mics on the
Open mic night
nights.
for stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
He said he wants to write up a routine and go through it and see what happens. He said that's like a dream of his.
Yeah.
So,
And if you
that'd be funny.
and if you like get to know Michael's like a pretty funny guy. Like I could definitely see him doing that. But that'll be interesting to see the jokes he like comes up for his little routine. But do you have anything else for you two before I like moved into the next thing? But like recently, I mean not recently. I've like been doing this for like almost since.
Welcome to some shit that's considered legendary.